My first moment when, I figured it out was me and my cousin, my grandmother made us draw all the time. Before we ate, slept, played with toys, we drew, And one of the biggest things was getting your artwork up on the fridge, And Josh was so good, he would get his artwork up on the fridge all the time. I was competitive, although he didn't have to be, but I was always like wanting to be better than him. And I could never draw as good as he could. Doing that over time, it just became like a regular thing that we did, When I got into high school, I kind of like eased out of drawing and painting and stuff a lot because it wasn't one of those things that I really thought of. I was more forced into doing sports and athletics and stuff like that. It wasn't until, I had a heart problem and it kind of made me stop doing sports and doing things. And at that point in my life, I didn't really know what I was going to do because my home life was kind of crazy. I don't really talk about a lot of it, but, at that point in time, I didn't know where my outlet was. There was a new art teacher that came to Dover, and she basically, pushed me in that direction of art, to go into art. I had a lot of problems trying to figure out what I was going to do with my life, and I remember this one time in class where I got upset and I was angry and I threw my stuff and I was like, I'm not doing a writing assignment, this is stupid, along with a few other words, And she took me out in the hallway and she told me that, Daniel, you have the most potential out of any student that's in my class, and you can get money to go to college. At that point, something clicked in my brain and I was like, I got to do this all the time. And so I constantly stayed after school. I walked the janitors out at night when the school closed, doing artwork all night, until, I had to leave. From that, I started entering my artwork in shows, different little shows, small shows. And I remember the first time I won Best of Show was at the Art Center over here in Russellville. And it was apparently a big show, and I won Best of Show in it. And I won first place in it. At the beginning, I didn't even know what Best of Show was. I was like, what is a Best of Show? After that, I submitted my portfolio and everything. My teacher helped me with getting my portfolio into school. And I ended up going to Memphis College of Art. And they took me in, and it just totally changed my life.